Welcome, welcome. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. A little bit late, but we're ready to go. We were working on the app, talking with the people that are designing it. That's what we were doing. I'm sorry, I'm a few minutes late. But if you thought yesterday's show was controversial, you're gonna love today's show. Today's gonna be a little more controversial. You know me, I love to live in the controversy. So here we go, gang. First of all, don't forget, you got to have one of these t-shirts if you want to get free stuff at the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Festival. You want a Your Saltwater Guide shirt. If you're wearing this and you show up at my booth or you show up at my seminar and you got my shirt on, you're definitely getting free stuff. That being said, there's that other contest that we're having. We're giving away a free bluefin tuna trip on Bowline Sport Fishing with Justin Botrell. And how do you win that? Well, you got to go visit our store, Your Saltwater Guide, the store. You visit the store, you check it out. Just by entering the store, Elliot can grab your name, and then he's going to give all the names to Kelly. And on February 1st, we're going to pick one name, and you're going to win a free charter on Bowline Sport Fishing for you and 3 of your closest friends. And then Captain Dave's going to join you, and we're going to go out there and try to catch one of those big bluefin for you and your friends. So make sure you swing by the store. All you got to do is swing by there. You don't have to buy anything. That enters you into the contest. But, man, while you're in there, you might as well get one of these shirts. So when you're at the PCS show on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th of March, you can get all that free stuff we're going to be giving away. And then we have one more thing. We're going to give away a free t-shirt at the end of the month of January to one lucky person that puts the best fish report together. This time of year, it's mostly lobsters. Lobster fishing's really, really good right now. So make sure you're over there checking out the game plan that's going to come out tomorrow at 3:30, tell you exactly where to go catch your lobsters. And then whoever puts up the best fish report over on Your Saltwater Guide, the best fishing report's going to get a free t-shirt. We've been doing this for a little while now. It seems to be working out good. Everybody appreciates it and likes the shirt. So we'll get that going here. We'll give that away on the 31st of January. And here we go. Today we're talking California sea lions. Why are we talking about that? Because we had another attack down here in Cabo San Lucas yesterday. One of the deckhands on one of the boats in the harbor in Cabo San Lucas was attacked. I can't show the picture because the way that the algorithm works on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, if you saw what the person's arm looked like, we would probably get banned. So it was an ugly attack. The animal came out of the water, not after a fish, not after anything, came strictly after the human being. These animals are called sea lions. They're not called cuddly beanbag chairs. They're called sea lions. A lion. If there's a lion walking up and down your street, you're not going out in your front yard. Same thing's going on in the ocean. We did seminars a couple of years ago where we talked about how these sea lions are going to start eating people because people are meat. Sea lions are meat eaters. They're starving to death. Why are they starving to death, Captain Dave? Well, they're starving to death because we decided as a human race that no sea lion shall ever die. That we don't allow them to pass on for any reason at all. They're not allowed to pass. They're not allowed to pass away from any man-made or any natural-made reasons. They're not allowed to pass on. The California sea lion is not allowed to pass on. They're not allowed to, for lack of a better word, they're not allowed to die. So what we've done is, as a human race, we just decided back in the 80s, we were going to start giving these animals vaccines. It's a wild animal. We decided to start giving the California sea lion vaccines. They used to die of a natural cause called lungworm, and that helped keep the numbers at bay. You can look all this up. I'm not making this up. It's not a fairy tale. It's an honest to God truth. California sea lion had natural death in the population caused by lungworm. Okay. But we immunized the California sea lion, and we eradicated that lungworm that used to take the sea lions out and help cull the population and keep it down to a number that was sustainable. But now there is absolutely zero die-off of the population of sea lions. And the animal is actually called the California sea lion. But you know where I live in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. There are, if you were to go to Magdalena Bay, Magdalena Island, there's a huge sand dune at Mag Bay. Huge sand dune that you can barely see any sand there anymore. It's covered up with the California sea lion. There's hundreds of thousands of them on Mag Island. They're up in the mangroves eating the fish. The fish had no idea what was going on. They'd never seen anything like this, a big giant animal swimming in the mangroves eating them. That animal is not supposed to be there. Another place that this animal has taken over, and it's really gone off the charts, is the rivers and streams in Northern California, Oregon, Washington, all over Alaska. The California sea lion's population has exploded to numbers never ever witnessed on the planet. The numbers are mind-boggling. If you, let's just say you actually care about this animal. Let's say you feel very, very bad for this animal, then you should be pissed that we're not allowing this animal to die off. People want to tell you that the animal dies of starvation because of overfishing. No, it dies of starvation because of overpopulation. There are not supposed to be this many sea lions on the planet Earth. There just isn't. It's an unsustainable amount of animals. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the California sea lion and the overpopulation and how you can put your finger on it. Now, here's where it gets really sad. Up in Northern California, Oregon and Washington, Alaska, there's salmon that migrate up and down the rivers and streams. And these salmon, Kelly, can you see what Elliot wants, honey? Please. These salmon have a tendency to swim up and down, or they have to swim up and down these rivers to spawn. So when they're going up and down these rivers to spawn, and we built these ladders and we spent hundreds of millions of dollars allowing these animals to swim up and down the rivers so they could go up there and spawn. Well, what's happened is the sea lion is a super intelligent animal. So now they sit on every rung of every ladder on every dam, and they eat every single one of the salmon that are coming up there to spawn. So now what we've done is we're wiping out the salmon population because of the fact that the sea lion has camped out on all these rivers and streams. This fish, the salmon, when they used to get to the rivers and streams, that was when they could relax. That was when they could take a deep breath. Yeah, up in Alaska, yeah, they got eaten by the bears, but not that many and not that quick. And the bears don't swim underneath the water and chase salmon like a sea lion. The salmon don't have a chance with the sea lions. But for some reason, we've decided that the California sea lion has more rights than the human being and anything else on the planet. We don't allow any sea lions to ever pass away, and they have free health care. Health care is a huge thing in the United States of America. It is giant. The amount of money that the American people spend on health care every year is astronomical. But if you were a California sea lion, you would have free health care. How spectacular is that? Like I say in a lot of my live shows, if I ever come back, I want to be a sea lion. How cool would that be? Here's another really sad statistic. You go down to the docks in Dana Point Harbor. I'm just going to use Dana Point Harbor because my family owns Dana Wharf Sport Fishing in Dana Point Harbor. But if you go down there and you look, the devastation that these sea lions have done to private property, Yes, these docks that were built by people to tie their boats up to. They were built by companies to rent these docks out for income. Okay, I know I'm all over the place, but let's just say Scott over here on TikTok and Bernie over here on Instagram and Jim over here on Facebook. The three of you and myself, we put a bunch of money together and we went down and we bought a marina. And it has 700 docks. And we decided that's a great investment. We're going to have these 700 docks and we're going to have 700 boats come in and pay their rent on these 700 docks month in and month out. And we're going to get revenue and we're going to be able to make a living. We'll keep the docks up. We'll keep everything good for everybody. And then Mr. California Sea Lion and his girlfriend and all of his other girlfriends showed up and jumped up on the dock and started breaking the dock in two and started making a menace. And like they're doing here in Cabo, started attacking people. Pretty soon you can't tie your boat up to your dock. I don't want to hear that the Sea Lion was here first. No, he wasn't. We built the docks. We have more rights than an animal. I'm sorry. I'm going to hurt your feelings right now. But man, if I spent all that money investing in these docks and I wanted to rent them out and the Sea Lions took over, you know what the law in the state of California says? You cannot push those animals off your dock that you own, that you make your mortgage payment on. You can't push them off. You can't squirt them off. You can't divert them off. So now this is happening all over the great state of California. These Sea Lions have taken over all these docks. Go up to San Francisco. Go to Monterey. Go look at these animals. They're a filthy, dirty, scuzzy animal. People stand on the edge of their, oh, look at how cute they are. They're not cute. They're filthy, dirty animals. And they make a humongous mess. And the amount of sea lion poo and pee and the flies up in Monterey, they thought it would be cute to put a dock out there so the sea lions could sit on the dock and the people could watch it when they're eating. All those restaurants are out of business now because the stench is so bad, the smell, the flies, and everything else. They shot themselves in the foot. They thought they had a good idea, but they didn't play the tape all the way through. And now there's a million sea lions up there walking down the sidewalk, pooping and pissing everywhere. Gang, this is gnarly. This is unbelievable. You can't even comprehend. This is a wild animal. Then the higher power, whatever you want to believe in, decided to, hey, we're going to try to cull this. So we're going to allow X amount of animals to starve to death because they just can't sustain this amount of animals. So we're going to let some of them starve to death. You know what the human race said? No, you're not. So now we take this wild animal, we feed them. Even if they can't eat, we force feed them. We spend hundreds of thousands of US tax dollars a year feeding a wild animal called the California sea lion. We do. How does the great state of California they can't afford pencils and paper for our children in school that our tax dollars were supposed to pay for, but they can't afford that. But all of a sudden they got extra money to feed the California sea lion. And you don't think that's a problem? And then they take this wild animal that couldn't feed itself, they nurse it back to health. I'm sorry, I'm going to tell you, not everything can live. Not everything can live. The sea lion, they get to the point where they're not supposed to be alive, but we don't allow them to die. So we force feed them and nurse them back to this weight that we decided that they should be. And then what do? We celebrate putting them back in the wild to the place where they've been starving to death and causing major havoc and causing tens of millions of dollars to private property damage. Let's say Jack Bushnell, Eddie, Dave Hansen, and Kelly Girl went down to the docks in Newport tonight with sledgehammers. And we just started busting these docks all to heck, holy heck, and just destroying the docks. You know where we're going? We're going to jail. If the sea lion goes down there and destroys the dock, you know where he's going? To the Friends of the Sea Lions or SeaWorld or some organization, because he may have gotten a sliver and he may have had some type of damage done to him while he was destroying your private property. It's the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen. I don't understand it. Now they're attacking people. We've had 4 attacks in the last 2 years down here in Cabo where these animals have actually attacked human beings that are doing nothing but trying to work. But everything seems to be okay. They're attacking people in California. No one wants to talk about it. It's the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen. Now, if there's overabundance of dogs or cats, they tell you to spade or neuter them. And if they pick them up on the side of the road and take them to a shelter, the first thing they do is spade or neuter them. And then you can go up there and you can adopt them. But the California sea lion, the population's bigger than it's overpopulated. It's not even something you can argue about. It's fact. They shouldn't be in the rivers. They shouldn't be in the streams. They shouldn't be taking over docks. The ones inside the harbors, those are homeless animals because they don't want to be in the harbor. They want to be out at the rookeries, out at the Channel Islands where they were historically. They want to be at the rookeries up in Northern California or the Farallon Islands. They don't want to be inside of Dana Point Harbor or Newport Harbor or Monterey. But the fact that we have allowed them to overpopulate now, they're in places they should have never been. And down here in Cabo, they're down here. The California sea lion is down in Cabo, and it's up the Sea of Cortez, and it's in La Paz, and it's in Loreto, and it's moving all the way up the Baja. And the fish that live in these areas aren't used to a mammal swimming around, chasing them around the rocks and the reefs. All this stuff should really, really upset you if you care about the environment. If you care about the environment at all, you should say, stop. We cannot keep saving an animal that doesn't need to be saved. The population is out of control, and it's time to do something, gang. A California sea lion, during the 3rd trimester of her pregnancy, she can get pregnant again. Every 9 months, this animal has a pup. If you just pretend like the number that they want you to know is 100 or 280,000, we already know it's around 4 million, but let's just say, for fun, for easy, let's just say it's 1 million right now. In 9 months, and I'm not making this up, in 9 months, the number is going to double. In 18 months, it's going to quadruple. Just start thinking about that, gang. Just start thinking about that. I don't care about them eating the fish. I don't care about them. But when they start eating people and they start biting people and they start destroying private property, if you saw how much money my sister has spent on repairing her docks that have been busted up by the California sea lion, I can't even imagine how much money just the city of Dana Point has spent repairing docks that the sea lions have destroyed, plus all of your boats and everything else. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but spade and neuter them's a good start. I guarantee it's way cheaper than the amount of damage that they're causing to the environment. I remember the first time I brought this up 10 years ago at the aquarium in Long Beach, and they said, oh my gosh, we can't do that. Do you know how much it would cost to spade or neuter a California sea lion? And I'm like, probably not as much as it costs to rebuild that dock they just destroyed. All right, gang, I told you this was going to piss off some people. I'm just telling you facts. That's all I got. I only tell the truth. So the California sea lion, you need to wake people up. Someone needs to stop saving these things, spending money. If you have a burning desire to give some money to a great organization that actually cares about human beings, go look at Freedom Alliance and how much they help the veterans of the United States of America. If you have a burning desire to give money to someone, give it to Freedom Alliance. Give it to our war heroes. Give it to the people that made your life better. California sea lion does not make your life better in any way, shape, or form. He doesn't make the ocean better. he doesn't make anything better. They are destroying the environment. They are destroying personal property, and they're not good for anything. And I can't believe that anybody would give a penny to save an animal that does not need to be saved in any way, shape, or form. You care so much, care about the war heroes, care about the veterans, care about the people that made your life better. Stop worrying about an animal that has nothing, has no predators, has no die-off of the species, just running free will, just destroying the environment, and you keep pumping money into it. It makes me want to throw up. That's our show for today. You can thank the great Pete Grossbeck. He brought this to my attention when he showed me what happened to one of his good buddies yesterday. That sea lion tried to eat him. He wasn't there for any other reason. There weren't any fish involved. The guy was just simply tying up the boat, and the sea lion decided to try to eat him. That's the honest to God truth. You're going to see way more of this, and it's a giant problem, and nobody seems to care, and I don't understand why you don't care. Bye.